healthy now. I hope you're having a great week and enjoying whatever you've got going on at the moment, whether you're out for a walk, in your car while you're listening, or maybe doing a little bit of ironing or housework and multitasking with the podcast in your ears, which is what I usually do. Today's episode is something so relevant to what I'm hearing so many people talking about at the moment. And it's something I'm really passionate about sharing the message of and talking about. And it's about whether you can really be social and healthy. Now, I'm sure you've thought about this, or maybe not realised that's what you're thinking about, but had conversations in your own head or with friends about, when you want to get better at the way you live. And for lots of people that means, diet and losing weight, getting fit. And you say things like, oh, but then I won't be able to go out and enjoy pizza, or I won't be able to have wine on a weekend. I won't be able to have a couple of beers. Oh, it means that I'm just going to miss out on those nights out with friends, or taking the kids out for a day out and then having something to eat at the seaside or the park, wherever it might be. And I'm here to change that narrative and misbelief, because that's exactly what it is. Being healthy doesn't mean that you have to choose one or the other, that you have to deprive yourself of things you like, whether that's doing things or eating things or how you spend your time, whatever it is. Being healthy is about a lifestyle. It's about you being the person you want to be and how you want to feel in your life. And there will be new habits for sure that you're going to have to create when you want to be healthy, but it doesn't come from a place of denying the things that you enjoy. It comes from a place of how you want to feel and really knowing that and being really clear with it, so that you can get intentional about the choices you make, and those choices then build and become habits and part of your routines and lifestyle. And you enjoy it because it's making you feel the way you want to. And it might mean that you have to change the way you do some things and shift some of those unhelpful habits. And that might mean not having pizza 5 times a week, or not having a bottle of wine every night of the week. But it doesn't mean that you have to take away everything you enjoy and only think about it in that way. Being healthy is about you achieving things you want to achieve, so you go at it with that perspective and mindset. And at this time of the year, when for many people who celebrate Christmas, it's a very busy social time of the year, this is a topic that I really want to share and get out there, because what I'm hearing from people is this opinion of, well, what's the point? I'm just going to have to go with it. I'm just going to have to kind of admit defeat, because there's no way that I can be healthy right now. I've got a really busy few weeks. I've got so much to do with Christmas shopping, sorting the house out, seeing people, the social events, work things, whatever it might be, kids' activities, especially if you have young kids. And, people just say, I'm going to wait until January. And actually, I heard this as far back as the beginning of November. And what it means for those people is they're moving away from the way they would like to be and how they would like to feel, because they just think it's not possible. And so they're writing off a big chunk of time. If you were told that you were going to write off 31 days of your life, for example, the whole month of December, but you were just told you're going to lose 31 days of your life, how would that make you feel? We all have a short lifespan, when you think of it in what we want to get out of being here. Our time is limited, so to lose 31 days, and maybe more in some people's cases, and that's every year, what does that add up to? What are you really throwing away because you feel like you just have to lie down and take the way that it is? So I had a conversation with someone the other day about this, and they were really struggling with it. They were feeling, like they're already not getting enough sleep, that the head is spinning with the constant whirl of thoughts they have about everything they need to fit in before Christmas, and then talking about how active their Christmas and New Year period is with family gatherings, other social gatherings, the amount of food and alcohol and late nights, and, you know, just saying to themselves, I'm going to have to ride the wave until I can start to feel better again, probably later in January, because we all know how hard it is to get motivated bang on the 1st of January. And they were saying, you know, after all, it's Christmas, I want to be social, I want to have fun, I want to be merry. And it's just not possible to do both, to feel good, to be healthy and be social. But how many times do social activities come into your world and your life? You know, in the summer, a lot of people get more social with barbecues and other get-togethers and, you know, outdoor drinking season when the sun's shining, hopefully for many of us. Do you write it all off then? I've definitely heard people talk about it in the summer as well. Maybe other times of the year when it's particularly busy for you. I want you to understand that being healthy and taking care of yourself is something that just flows in your life. It becomes a part of who you are. So it's not about forcing yourself to miss out on things. It's not about feeling guilt if you choose one thing over the other. It's not about punishing yourself, beating yourself up, you know, and worrying about how you're going to do both. It just happens because it's just life. So I completely believe that you can be healthy and still be social, especially at this time of the year, when there is that constant stream of social and fun activities being thrown into your path. Now, it might seem with all of the advertising that's literally pushed into our faces everywhere we turn at this time of the year, that normal life should be cast aside. You know, it sends the message that it's okay to be a different person over the festive period, and that you should just loosen the reins of normality, throw caution to the wind and indulge. After all, it's the only way to really enjoy yourself and end the year on a high. Now, you know, I'm all for partaking in those increased amount of social events that you get invited to and enjoying, you know, whatever comes your way and what might only be available in the November, December months of the year, like the lovely Christmas food that we see and all those things that really tantalise your taste buds. And of course, it is good for your mental health to see family and friends, people who you might have missed the rest of the year, you know, and spend time with those that you really care for and love, and create those extra special memories that you're always going to have to look back on. I know not all family and friends have that kind of positive impact, so, you know, choose wisely with that. But for many of us, being part of a community and a social gathering can really enhance our health and well-being. So just think about all of the celebrations and events that you might have coming up at this time of the year, and, you know, how you can navigate those without having to trade off your health, because it really is possible to have good health the whole year through, and you will feel much more fulfilled and happy because of this. Okay, so it really does just come down to balance. It's not about deprivation and scarcity, restricting yourself with the things that you associate with this time of the year. It truly is about balance. Something else that I hear people mention a lot when it comes to being social at any time of the year, and, you know, whether they should allow themselves to go fully all in, is about being naughty, treating themselves, cheating even, you know, like you're breaking the law, having an off day. And at Christmas time and the holiday season, that comes into play so much more, when people are saying, oh, I'm just going to have the day off. You know, I've got a Christmas lunch at work, I'll have the day off. The day off what? Think about it. What are you giving yourself the day off from? From real life? From your usual routines, the ones that maybe make you feel good or you enjoy, or perhaps you don't enjoy, but what is it that day off from? And think about, it's not about having the day off. It's about enjoying the occasion, the thing, whatever that might be, enjoying it, but then resuming normality, so to speak. Because what a lot of people do with the mindset they have at this time of the year around these social activities and the things they bring with them, the alcohol, the food, the late nights, the overindulgence, is that day off or naughty day or treat doesn't just become about what you have at that event or activity. It becomes about the full week or the full festive period or even the full December or maybe the Thanksgiving, November, if you're a US listener, into December. So I'm going to give you some advice about how to navigate this and how to accept that you can still take care of yourself and be social and enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. It absolutely is possible to do it all. Okay. Now, what I will add on is if you are a particularly sociable person who likes to go out on a very regular basis and you're eating out in restaurants, maybe a few times a week, you go into bars a few times a week, then yes, it is going to be harder to feel healthy when you are doing it to that degree, but there are still things you can do and steps you can take each day to help with that balance, the balance of being healthy. There are helpful habits you can put in place to give something back to you, to not offset the things that you're doing, but just to help know that you are still taking care and valuing yourself and doing things to make you feel good. So it's absolutely fine and very normal and very much part of the course over the next few weeks to go to those works, Christmas parties or end of year parties, have the alcohol, eat from a buffet, do whatever you want to do to enjoy yourself. But just think about the things that you might have coming up and be mindful about the way you want to enjoy that thing or event. How do you really want to feel after it? And for many, that might be the next morning. I certainly think about that before I head out is, do I really want to end up being in bed until 10, 11 o'clock feeling absolutely ill? Then the rest of the day feeling horrendous and like I just want to eat carbs and fat all day because I'm so hungover and rough and write the whole day off. Not really, especially when this time of year is such a busy time of the year to begin with. I can't afford to lose that day from my life and I don't want to lose that day. Some of us are quite happy for that and that's your choice and your decision. But just go into whatever it is you're doing with a thought, being mindful, so bringing yourself into kind of the present consciousness about, I've got this event, how do I want to feel after it? Think about what you're going to get from it, catching up with family or friends that you haven't seen for a long time, having some fun conversations, switching off from whatever it is that normally fills and bogs you down, like work stuff, home life, kids maybe. Think about what you're going to get from it. Don't go into it thinking, oh my God, there's going to be a buffet. I can eat everything I want tonight because I'm having a day off and I'm just going to overindulge. I don't care. Know that you're going to eat from the buffet, but just switch your mindset to, first of all, thinking about what you want to enjoy from that event and what you would like to get out of that event. And, whatever that occasion, event, special thing is that you're having at this time of the year, really focus on what it's going to offer you for your well-being, like the community aspect, the connection aspect, you helping other people as well by you chatting to them, that compassion and kindness that you can offer. So just really think about that and focus on the nourishment you're going to give yourself from that. And then when you are there, do whatever you need to do to enjoy yourself, but just try and turn off that thought, that train, if you like, that's chugging along very rapidly going, oh, now you can drink, now you can eat, now you can be off duty, now you can just overindulge. Make it instead about what it is you're going to enjoy and get from that event or activity. Think about the stuff that really brings those lovely thoughts and the feeling of joy and being fulfilled, and, you know, really focus on that and just make the most of it and enjoy it. Taking a step back from particular events and activities, I want you now to think we're at the end of November and we've got 4 weeks left of the year. How do you want to feel at the end of December? What's important to you to know and feel and kind of have when you hit the 31st of December at year end? Because this time of the year can be challenging for people in so many different ways. The social aspect is one thing, but then there are people who don't have that social opportunity to engage with others and have the festive fun activities we typically do. And that can bring other pressures and stresses. There's obviously a big financial stress at the moment for many people in our society with the cost of living crisis. So really step into, when we get to the last day of the year, how do you want to feel? What do you want to reflect on and think about and feel good about? And how is the stuff that's coming up over the next few weeks going to potentially hinder or obstruct that or contribute to it? And which result would you like? Would you like to know that the things you've done over the next few weeks mean on the 31st of December, you feel good, you feel like you're heading into the new year in control with clarity and just feeling pretty happy because you've had a great end of year, whether you celebrate Christmas or not? It really is about creating memories and creating experiences, not just at this time of the year, but that's our life, isn't it? We all want to enjoy things and be able to look back on the things we enjoyed, who we spent that time with, what we got out of it, and those memories themselves create such lovely feelings and happiness within us. So think about everything you're heading into over the next few weeks, whether it's going to give you that result you want at the end of December. Is it going to give you those memories and occasions to look back on in years to come and fill you with that lovely warm feeling, you know, when you reflect back on them? So there's 3 things I want to give you to prioritise over the next few weeks, focusing on this challenge a lot of people have with the social up level, if you like, that many of us have at our doorstep for the December and the festive holiday period. So the first thing is really knowing how you want to go into the new year. So linked to what I've just given you there about the 31st of December, really feel about what you want to feel like at that point in time. What goal have you got going into January 2023? You know, is it that you want to feel well? Is it that you want to feel strong to start the new year positive? Is it that you know you're going back to work after some time off and there's going to be lots to do and you want to feel ready to go, motivated to go? So just get really clear. It might be a much bigger goal than that. Think of it like a project that you might be running at work, and that you have to input the right actions and complete those actions to achieve that project, to deliver on it in the right timelines. So what things do you need to do to hit that goal of how you want to feel going into 2023? And then have that mindset present every day so that you think about the decisions, the choices you make, and are they going to contribute to delivering that project on time in full? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is about being intentional with the things you do and the value that you want from them. And a big part of this is saying no to the things that aren't going to give you the value you want. Don't be afraid to put boundaries in place, whatever they might be. Work boundaries, the time you stay out on a night, how much alcohol you drink, how much money you spend on the kids' presents or your partner, whatever it might be. Don't be afraid to make a decision that says no. Okay? Get intentional about that way you want to feel, and that the things you are investing your time and energy and effort and money in are going to give what you want to feel back. Okay? The third thing is to do something every day to support yourself. Okay? So I touched on this a little bit before and said, even if you are going out on a big night out, there's still something, I'm only asking for one thing, that you could do in that day before you head out on that night out. These are small things I want you to think about and put in place. Small steps. Now, if you've already got really helpful habits in place in your lifestyle, brilliant. Think about how you can keep as many of those habits going through the month and not just write the whole month and holiday Christmas season off. If you are struggling to support yourself and your health and wellness at the moment, and you think, well, there's definitely no point starting anything new at this time of the year, I'm telling you, you're wrong. You can. You absolutely can start new things at any point. It's your decision. It's your life. Just because of what we have in our path throughout the end of year and Christmas period doesn't mean you can't do that. So whether you're new to taking care of yourself, or you do take care of yourself but it drops by the wayside this month, or whether you are intending to carry forward with all of those helpful good habits, think about one new thing you can do every day to support yourself through the next few weeks. Now, that could just be as simple as drinking more water. It could be as simple as getting out for a little walk. It could be eating a piece of fruit, an extra piece of fruit. It could be adding a piece of veg to your meal once a day. It could be taking 5 minutes to do a meditation or breath work. These are small things I want you to do. Even contacting someone you haven't spoke to and asking how they are, that makes you feel good. If you've listened to last week's podcast on laughter, watching a piece of comedy or listening to comedy or thinking about how much you smile and laugh, that's something good. These things to support yourself can be absolutely anything. It can be as simple as taking yourself upstairs on an evening when you would usually be stressed out after the kids go to bed and clearing up the dishes and hoovering and all the other chores that you have to race around doing, and just think, right, I'm just going to set the timer for 5 minutes and I'm going to sit here with my eyes closed or having a cup of tea or whatever it might be. Something that you don't usually do. I'm asking you to do one new thing every day to support yourself. So just to recap on those 3 things I want you to prioritise to help you finish the year strong. The first is knowing how you want to feel going into January 2023. Having a clear goal and making decisions that mean you are going to hit that goal. The second is being intentional about the things that are going to help you feel good over this time and not being afraid to put boundaries in place and say no. And the third thing is doing something new each day, very small, very simple, to support yourself. So I really hope that that's helped you to look forward to this fantastic time of the year. You know, for many of us, Christmas is a time that does bring us together with family and friends that we probably don't have very much contact with during the year. It's when we get to see people enjoy themselves, especially when you have young kids and you're looking forward to Santa Claus coming down the chimney and all of the, magical things that it offers when your kids or grandkids are really young. So please know that you can be social and be healthy. And it's not just at this time of the year, it's every point in the year. Don't write these last few weeks of your year off and scrap those days from your life when you really do want to enjoy them in a particular way. You can make that happen. It's within your reach. So if you've enjoyed, please let me know. As always, reach out on social media, drop me a message. I'd love to get some feedback from you on what's resonated in today's podcast, and definitely on the little steps you're taking each day to support yourself throughout the next few weeks. And I can share those on my social media. Let's inspire other people who might not have heard the podcast to also take better care of themselves and have a fantastic end of the year. Thank you as always for listening, and I shall be back again soon.